This is a special IM from Japan. So hello and welcome to Aftersound Review, and this is my review for Tago Studio T3-02. Well, maybe just a little bit of explanation about this IM. Currently, this IM is only being sold domestically in Japan, so you cannot find any dealers like Amazon or Linsol or anything like that. It is only being sold in e-earphone or CD Japan. That costs around 34,000 Japanese yen. So maybe in current day US dollar currency, it's around $250. And it's using only single dynamic driver. Maybe just a little bit explanation about this Tago Studio from Takasaki. It is made, if I'm not mistaken, in around 2014, and even until right now, they only have several lineup for IMs and headphones. I remember I have tried their headphones in Indonesian Portable Audio Festival back then in 2019, and I'm very impressed with their headphone, the T3-01, but I have never tried their IMs. And this is their only IM. Currently, they have only two headphones, the T3-01, and also the other ones that is for home use and gaming, if I'm not mistaken. And this is their only IM, the T3-02, that is using 10mm dynamic driver. And for me, it sounds unique, and it simply doesn't sound anything that I've heard before. So just like usual, I will break down this review from the build, fit, frequency response, sound, and comparison. It is a bulky IM for sure. The faceplate is made of oak wood, and it definitely looks good, at least for my eyes. And yeah, it does feels kind of woody. And the other part is made of thick plastic. This is a thick plastic and metal around the nozzle part. This part is really robust, so you could see that this thick IM nozzle is quite long, and it's all made of metal. This part is mostly resin, and this part is plastic. And the unique thing about this IM, it also has this square MMCX, not square MMCX, it's mostly like MMCX with square housing to it, that somehow has a kind of lock, so you cannot rotate it even though it's an MMCX. Just a little bit of information here. When I first bought them, in my mind, Japan is always associated with something that is artful and also natural, so I imagine getting a really nice box, maybe simple box, but with good art from it. But this is what I get, so don't be surprised. This is a very memorable unboxing experience. This is the box for a $250 IM. Yeah, such a majestic box. Wow. And you get hard case, so don't be surprised if you get this majestic box. Here comes the hard part. This ergonomics will not be for everyone. The thing is, this IM has huge circular body around this part, around the nozzle area, and it prevents my ears to get them more deeply to get a proper fit. So other than their stock ear tips, which is, I believe that this is a spin fit ear tips here, I couldn't really get a proper seal with any other ear tips. But even with this ear tips, I still find myself having a hard time getting a proper fit. So usually I only get them like this, and then that's okay, I get a proper fit. But not with this Tago Studio Takasaki. I need to, just playing with them around like this and then shovel them a bit so I could get a better fit. So yeah, it's just really hard to use, even for me who have tried a lot of IMs. And also, even though the cable is really light and flexible, but the ear guard doesn't really do anything, and it doesn't help. So sometimes when I'm walking, it could fall down easily, just like this. There's nothing locking them to the back side of my ears. So this is a bad part that everyone should notice. Now, frequency response wise, again, it is a fairly unique frequency response. You see that it's a fairly neutral, I mean, it's fairly flat in my eyes, it's fairly flat in its visualization. Only some tilt in the bass region, just a little bit there, and the mid-range have only a bit tilt around the ear gain part, but it's mostly around 1.5 to 2k haze it. And after that, around 3k, it's just flat in visualization. But after that, there's a peak around 8k, but after that's rolled off. So I'm having a hard time how to categorize this kind of tuning. Maybe I could categorize this thing as warm neutral with a treble boost. It's really one of a kind. I have never tried anything like it before, but that's the thing. It's Japan and it's unique. Starting from the bass area, it only has a minor tilt around the bass, you could see from the frequency response, but somehow this IM with proper fit could get a full-bodied bass that doesn't sound forward. So when I'm hearing EDMs, I feel that there's a lack of punch, there's a lack of excitement there. But when I'm hearing some good recorded music like Sante from Stromae, honestly I don't know how to spell that, but the bass in that song has a really good texture in its IM. So you get full-bodied bass here, so you get that tuk, tuk, but that doesn't sound emphasized. You only get texture, but you don't get the quantity. Again, it's a really unique kind of bass that I only find here maybe. You get that full-bodied texture, or full-bodied sense, but it doesn't sound punchy and it doesn't sound very forward. Maybe that's I could say about this IM. So it doesn't really well match with some EDMs or pop songs, but for some good recorded music with very good quality bass, like I said, some recording from Stromae, the album has really good bass that I find them to be addicting using this Tago Studio, because I hear the full-bodied bass with good texture that doesn't sound too forward. In some IMs that I have tried before, in that kind of music, sometimes the bass could be muddy and bloated, but not in this IM. You get that full-bodied thing, but yeah, it doesn't sound really forward actually. The mid-range is another thing that is unique. It is full-bodied. It is definitely thick. So when I'm hearing music for Michael Bublé or Josh Groban, they sound really thick. Sometimes it's even kinda too thick for my taste, because the Michael Bublé and Josh Groban themselves already have this kind of thickness in their voice, but using this IM sounds really special. I don't know how to spell it, but for me it sounds analog-ish. Actually, I don't really like to use that term because it sounds fake, but that's the thing that I could say about this mid-range, the vocal from this IM. When I'm hearing Michael Bublé and Josh Groban, it sounds thick, again, thick, full-bodied, but it's not dark and it's not veiled. I'm guessing it's also because of that 8K peak that is somehow giving a little bit of airiness and also clarity for the vocal to show. But for me, in some female vocal, it could be sound a little bit too thick and not open enough. So again, it's a genre-specific IM. For me, when I'm hearing Josh Groban's music from Noel album, it sounds great. I could hear the emotion and the thickness. I love it there. And when I'm hearing Michael Bublé's Sway or even some Holly Jolly Christmas, it just sounds really thick but clear, and also have this kind of some added airiness to it. So male vocals sounds really sweet and thick, but also quite clear. That's the special thing I found with this Tago Studio that makes me bow them. But the thing is, I have to say though, even though I say that I love that kind of uniqueness, not everybody will like them. Especially because of that 8K peak, it somehow colors the mid-range. So when in some badly recorded music, I found that the S or T or some pronunciation from the vocals could be sounds a little bit too forward that makes almost sibilance, and yeah, it's just strange because everything is full-bodied and thick. And going to the treble area, actually, even though the 8K peak is kind of scary in the measurement, but it doesn't show in my testing, maybe because after that 8K peak, it just falls down to the abyss. The treble, for me, somehow has just enough of clarity, but not too metallic or anything strange like that. Hearing cymbals and violin is just okay. Not great, just okay, I could tolerate them. Cymbal sounds fine. The problem with that 8K peaks mostly on the S or T pronunciation on some music, on badly recorded music. So for me, the tonal is a blue cheese situation. I'm borrowing word from clinical, because here's the thing: if you like this kind of presentation of thick, full-bodied IM with some added clarity, so it doesn't sound too dark or anything like bloated and muddy like that, this might be for you. But just a little bit of a mistake when you're wearing them, it could sound thin and piercing because of that, again, that 8K peak. And also that thickness, it's something that you don't really find in another IM, at least in my personal experience. So yeah, it's a blue cheese thing. I really don't have anything to compare that is close to them. It's just a really strange tonal, but some people could love them. Well, the technical area for $250, it's certainly not great. Just simply not great and not really good. Because at this price point, at even $150 price point to $200 price point, there are some IMs that are considered to be amazing that could compete with $300 price point, like the Shure S12 or the 7Hz timeless, could compete with some of the IMs that cost around $300 price point. But this IM definitely below that level of technicalness. The thing that is special about this IM is mostly about the soundstage. The soundstage feels grand, it feels big, and it's almost like this kind of hall effect, maybe. It's like a big hall when you're listening to the orchestra. But other than that, the resolution and also separation and layering and overall detail, I don't find this to be remarkable. At least this is maybe on the same level as Kato. Kato is not really impressive in my eyes. Well, so I really don't have anything to compare. If you compare them with the timeless, for example, for just a little bit, timeless is more forward in the mid-range. It has more ear gain area, and also it has much more sub bass and bass punch to make everything sound more energetic with better treble extension that doesn't have peak in that 8K. But this IM is thicker. It sounds thicker, but the bass punch is not as big as the timeless. So that's, I could say, how I compared them. It's just a really strange IM that could make you fall in love, maybe. So my suggestion is, if you have any opportunity to try them, please try them, because they are really unique. And please make sure that you get a proper fit, because it's hard to get a proper fit this IM. And this is my final score for the tonality. Even though I like it, but I cannot give a high score for it. And then this is my rank score for its technicality. And this is overall for my rank score. Even though it doesn't looks like it is a great IM, but I have to say that I really like this IM. For the sound, it's unique, and I happen to love that kind of unique sound, but it's definitely not my reference point. Okay, that's all I could say about this IM. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.